It is Wednesday, October the 2nd, and I wanted to do a video vlog, whatever you want to call it, this morning because I saw something yesterday come across my newsfeed. And when I took a look at it, I thought to myself immediately, this absolutely needs to be recognized, and we need to talk about this because this is about as outstanding as it gets. Okay. And what I'm referring to is there was an article that came across, and the article said that there was a uh, cast member saved a guest's life on the 21st of September at the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. That's how it started. And then as you read through it, come to find out, a young boy suffered a cardiac arrest on the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind ride, which caused it to shut down for a while. And obviously, when rides go down at Disney, the cast members don't ever say why. They just say, "Oh, well, it's downtime or it's having a problem that we need to fix." They don't ever say why. And through the social media group on Facebook, Walt Disney World Tips and Tricks, this story actually was brought to light. And I know I kind of give that group a lot of shade sometimes because of the ridiculous that goes on in that group. But this is one of those times where this group actually did a really, really wonderful thing and helped connect some people that were involved in this life-saving effort. We're going to get in and talk about this for a little bit because these are things that absolutely need to be talked about. This was an outstanding effort and a phenomenal, miraculous outcome because everybody did exactly what they were supposed to at the right time, and the people that were there had the correct training. One of the things we're going to bring up after get through all this is the importance of everybody being trained in CPR and AED use. There should be absolutely zero excuse for anybody to not be trained in that. You can find classes everywhere through your local American Red Cross. A lot of times local fire departments will have classes. It's a 2-year certification that you renew every 2 years. And honestly, because of how simplified everything is now with these AEDs and everything, they literally walk you through the process. They tell you exactly what to do. I mean, there's, again, no excuse for nobody to have this training. And one of the things I'll do in the near future is we'll walk through the parks and I'll show you where these are located. They're everywhere. They're strategically placed to basically be similar to the trash cans, where Walt said nobody should ever have to walk 50 feet without having access to a trash can. That's kind of how these AEDs are placed now. They're everywhere you need them. And again, you should train yourself if you're not already trained on how to use one of these things, because you never know when you might need to use one. And the last thing you want to be, or the last situation you want to find yourself in, is you at that moment are that patient's potential only hope for a little while help arrives, and you don't know what to do. You don't want to be in that position. I promise. So take the time, get the training, and get certified. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get into this wonderful, amazing story. All right, so here we go. This is the article written by Phil Wood. This was actually put out on September 27th, 2024 of this year. It says, cast member saves guest's life on 21st of September at Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Christine Tagle has shared an update regarding the actions taken by cast members and Disney guests that saved her 5-year-old son's life after riding Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind on September 21st, 2024. On September 21st, as a one-day only offering, September by Earth, Wind, and Fire was playing on repeat for guests riding the attraction at EPCOT. This created a lot of excitement around the already popular attraction, and EPCOT park reservations sold out for the day. However, on the 21st of September, the ride unexpectedly shut down. Our team first noticed that it wasn't operating just before 2 p.m. There were reports of medical services getting involved, but we never received confirmation. So when we asked cast members why the ride was down nearly 1 hour later, we were told that the attraction was experiencing technical difficulties. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind eventually reopened shortly before 4 p.m. after a closure of over 2 hours. Now, thanks to a heartfelt message shared by Christine Tagle in the Walt Disney World Tips and Tricks Facebook group, we know the real reason why the attraction was closed for an extended period of time on September 21st. Hi, everyone. I have a long post here, but I'm hoping for some pixie dust. On Saturday, 9/21, my family and I boarded Guardians of the Galaxy, our favorite ride. About 20 seconds in, I noticed my 5-year-old son passed out. Through the whole ride, I couldn't get him to wake up. When the ride was over, I pulled him out screaming for help. The staff directed me to a hallway where I laid my son down and began CPR. A few seconds later, the staff shocked him with the AED. My husband ran out to help and found a couple, a nurse and an EMT, who continued CPR, kept him stable as he began to have seizures until EMT services came. My son is alive. My son lived because when his now we know genetic heart disease presented itself, we were at Disney where there was an AED everywhere. My son is alive because we were at Disney with trained staff. My son is alive because of this couple. My son is alive because I was a trained in CPR. Parents, please get trained if you aren't. Please help me find them. Disney is helping me find the amazing staff member, but I don't have this couple's names. Are you here? Can you share this story in your Disney groups? Disney always had my heart, but now they own it. They have my thanks, and I am in debt to them forever and ever. And this is the update. Because of this group, we've been able to locate and talk to the amazing nurse and EMT who helped us, as well as cast members who were there, firefighters who helped on site, and in the ER, ambulance drivers and EMT, and doctors who were at our first ER. We are overwhelmed by love and support from our Disney community. Our plans are to go and visit these amazing people and give them hugs and love and say our thanks face to face. On Saturday, one of the EMTs told me they rarely ever get to know the outcome of their patients. My prayer is that they know on this day a little boy lives to do great things because of all they did. What an incredible job by all those who were involved in saving this young boy's life. And it goes on and it finishes up. So let's talk about that a minute. First off, amazing job. Well done, everybody. You all deserve all the credit in the world for everybody that was involved in that, from the first moment that the incident was recognized to the cast members doing exactly what you're supposed to do, going to get an AED. CPR was started right away. Um, you know, the AED, from what it sounds like, delivered shock, which sounds like it got the boy's heart back into a rhythm. For those who may not know, these AEDs everywhere at theme parks now and in any public space that have saved a lot of lives. With me currently working as a paramedic in the theme parks here in Orlando, I can tell you that the data is very strong for these AEDs in the theme parks. And it's been said many times that because of the proximity that they have these things placed, a medical event like this in a theme park has a very high survivability outcome because of the proximity of these AEDs. All you got to do is look around. They're everywhere. And, I think what we're going to do in short time is we'll do a vlog and I'll kind of point some of these out as to where they're at. And basically, what this lady says in this article, yes, parents, I 100% am behind this in what she said. Everybody across all ages and no matter who you are should be trained in CPR and AED use. It is a class that is very easy to understand. It takes a few hours to do. Everybody should know how to use one of these things because you never know when you're going to need to do something. Basically, when you're going to have that moment of, you're the one there and you need to do something. Obviously, first things first, if you see somebody pass out or go down in front of you, always check the airway and their breathing and their circulation and see if they got a pulse. If none of those things are present, then you start, get that CPR going and then have somebody grab an AED ASAP. And it's this process, this flow that gives people the best possibility for a positive outcome. Reedy Creek, or the district as they're called now, the fire department, they all had everything in sync. Just reading through this, everybody did an amazing, Outstanding and fantastic job. And the one thing, though, I'm going to say that irritates me to no end about how Disney handles these things, okay, is the reason why I have a feeling I didn't get a chance to see this till just recently. Disney loves to cover this stuff up, okay? Meaning they're not going to go out of their way to recognize this. And let me give you a perfect example, okay? I have some coworkers that I work with who are working at the Disney World Marathon this year, back in January. They were working at one of the medical tents near the end of the race, and a female participant in the race collapsed right in front of them, literally just went down. Cardiac arrest. They had everything they needed right there. They again, CPR was started immediately, a shock was delivered, and this woman lived. They saved her life. Once again, this went unnoticed, unless you worked with these people or you knew somebody close by that worked with them, nobody knew about this. And I asked our leadership at the emergency department if Disney's going to hold a special award ceremony to recognize these individuals for an outstanding effort and a life saved. And the answer I got was Disney doesn't like to do that, and they won't do that because it gives a negative image on the marathon and on the parks and the company, and they don't want people to think bad about Disney. And right there, I got upset. Obviously we don't. So, having had my hand in a couple of life saves myself, okay, we don't do this job strictly for medals and recognition and all the accolades that come with saving a life. That's not why people do it. We do it because we have it inside of us to render help to a person in need, to give them every opportunity of survival. We do it because for love for our neighbor and willingness and wanting to help people. That's why we do it. We don't do it for awards and accolades and medals. But when a life is saved because of events that were performed in the correct order at the correct time by people that knew exactly what to do at that moment, that absolutely needs to be recognized 100%. I cannot. There's just some things that Disney does that drives me up the freaking wall. They go, oh, we got to have all this positive imagery. Okay, positive imagery. Why don't we recognize these individuals that saved this young boy's life? Why don't you have a small ceremony for them? And please, if they have had that, please correct me, and I'm going to retract this. But to my knowledge, none of that has been done. The only way of knowing about this has been what's been on the news feed. That again, had I not been reading through that at that time, I would have not seen this. You know, but these events absolutely need to be recognized. These people need to be recognized. And it goes to show you that having people that are trained in life-saving efforts, whether it be frontline cast members or bystanders at a park, every little bit counts. And when things are done correctly, for the most part, and it takes, I'm just going to say this too. Part of it is what we do with our hands, and part of it is what God does with his hands. And when it all comes together and it works correctly, miracles happen. You know, is it a positive outcome every time? Unfortunately not. I wish I could say it was, but in this circumstance and in the circumstance in the marathon, it was a very positive outcome because people that had the correct training and the knowledge were right there at a moment's notice, and they performed the correct the correct duties. Not only did these people, these bystanders and cast members for this young boy get this done correctly to help save his life, but when the fire department arrived, they continued it onward, and then they continued it through the hospital, and the hospitals continued it. And now we have a young man that's going to get a second chance at life because people were in the right positions at the right time and they knew what they were doing. I honestly, I am very proud of these individuals. From a firefighter, paramedic of almost 20 years now, this these stories are the absolute feel good stories and need to be shared out because this was an outstanding job. You know, apparently this young man had a heart condition that wasn't detected. That's a whole nother topic. These young kids, young men lately, there's been a lot of heart issues going on. I've seen it through the emergency rooms. Um, seen it in sports. You know, we're not going to get into that discussion right now, but it's getting to the point where the levels of cardiac arrest among young people are skyrocketing, and it's getting awful hard to ignore. And I don't like how it's being portrayed as, oh well, it's fine, it's fine. No, it's not fine. What is going on? Why aren't we talking about this? But again, another topic, another day. This is about these individuals that did everything correctly and saved the life of a young man. And I'm telling you, you never ever forget that. It's a feeling that you carry with you the rest of your life, knowing that you gave somebody another shot at life. I can tell you from a personal standpoint, there is nothing more magical and nothing more heartfelt and touching than when you meet the person that you help save, and then that person gives you a hug. That I cannot even begin to express what that's like. And so I hope all of these individuals that were involved can, if they're not going to do an award ceremony or something small, I at least hope that they can all unite and see each other and have that emotion come out. Something like that. Please, I really do. And I know Disney, everybody comes from all over the world, and the chances of that of happening are kind of hard, especially when people are traveling all the time. But I hope something like that happens. So, once again, to all the cast members, firefighters, bystanders, everyone involved in this, what an outstanding job. You all need to be very proud of yourselves. I'm proud of everybody involved. I'm glad I saw this story because I know I don't have a whole huge following yet, but maybe we can help and we can get this out there. We can share this out because people need to hear about this. This is really amazing. So I'm proud of you all. You did a fantastic job. You all should be very proud of yourselves. And once again, anybody that's watching this, please, if you're not certified in the use of the AEDs and CPR, take the time, find your local American Red Cross, find class, and get it done. Especially parents of young kids and newborns. It should be a requirement that you know basic life-saving skills, how to clear an airway if they're choking, how to check for proper breathing, how to know what's proper breathing, what to do if they're not breathing, because I'm going to tell you, resources are getting thinner and thinner and thinner as far as emergency resources. And, thank goodness for this. It happened on Disney property where there's usually an abundance of resources. Something like this happens out in a rural setting where it could take 15, 20, 30 plus minutes to get fire, EMS, and police to you. People that are around this individual need to know exactly what to do to help somebody have the best opportunity for survival. So, no excuse for anybody to not have this training. It's easy to do. It's not very long. It's a couple hours, and it's a certification you renew every 2 years. So, thank you all for listening to me. And again, outstanding job, everybody. You should be very proud of yourselves. I'm proud of you. Everybody have a fantastic day. I'll see you all later. See you, everybody.